Squad on 1, 3, 2, 1, Goon Squad! Welcome in everybody, Goon Squad here today. Talk to you about some fantasy football. We got our news and alerts here on September 18th, I think it is, right?
Yep, 18th.
September 18th. I'm Levi here with Gabriel, Damien, and we got Tyler today as a special guest.
Thanks for having me again.
Yep, heck yeah, man. We love having you here, so we appreciate your time tonight. All right, guys, so Thursday Night Football was a crazy ending to the game. Darius Slayton dropped that pass. There was that flag on that last play. Tyler, I'm sure that was an exciting game for you.
Go Washington.
Love Taylor Heineke, man. That was a great story. You know, being unranked in high school, gets dropped from the XFL, gets made into the practice squad for Washington, now wins his first start, man. That's just a feel-good story.
Fun fact. He is the quarterback that has the most completions in his first 3 starts, which is 93 completions.
Yeah, love to see that.
And 3 NFL starts.
Yeah, he looked good. I mean, there was a couple things, but I mean, for being undrafted and doing all that, he looked good.
Yeah, the interception, I think it was more play calling.
Horrible. Yeah.
Which kind of leads me into then we have Josh Jacobs is out versus the Raiders are playing Pittsburgh. Tough defense, top 5. So where does that lead us for Drake's value, guys?
I'll be out that game tomorrow. Go Raiders, just win, baby. And I gotta say, I like Drake. I think last week, he had 5 or 6 receptions on the backfield, and I think he's gonna do that again this week. So just for that PPR value alone, even if he turns it into maybe 20, 30 yards, you're looking at 10 points right there.
Yeah.
And I know that Gruden did say that Peyton Barber was going to be the number 1 back, but how true is that? Maybe I don't see.
I think it's smoke. He was with Washington during preseason, and he didn't look good at all. But then again, it is Gruden and it is the Raiders. But
yeah, I mean, if you need a running back to start, I mean, desperate calls for desperate measures for
Flex
Drake.
option.
Yeah,
I think
like,
flex option.
Yeah, I
is fine.
think,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't
like
think
Drake.
there's much upside. I think the Raiders are probably going to have to pass a lot because the Steelers, front seven's pretty good. Our secondary is probably our weaker link. But
yeah.
Next up, OBJ out. The Browns are playing the Texans. Why even play OBJ? Let him recover a little bit more. I think he had off-season surgery. So, I mean, the Browns are going to wipe the floor with the Texans. Put the money line bet down because it's probably going to be really bad. I think Jarvis is probably a pretty good wide receiver 3 flex play this week. My only worry is that the Browns get up by 14 or 21 points and just go into run heavy mode, which could lead to bad value then for Jarvis. But that's the only worry there for me. Anything to add, guys?
I like Jarvis Landry's value. Like early in the game, like what you said, if they get up big, then they're gonna obviously start pulling out their guys.
Yeah.
So
I like the connection he has with Baker.
Yeah. Yeah, he averages like whatever. If OBJ's out, he gets like 5 catches a game or something like that.
I feel like Baker plays better with OBJ out too. I think we saw that last season.
Yep.
There's a more balanced offense when OBJ's out because he's
trying
not
to force him.
right.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
hopefully that's something they worked on over the offseason.
That would be nice.
To not. Who do the Vikings play this week?
The Vikings play
Arizona
Cardinals.
Okay, yeah. So that leads me to my next point. There's a lot of Vikings defensive players that are very questionable going in tomorrow. Eric Kendricks, Barr's going to be out, and Daniil Hunter. So that Vikings defense gave up how many points to Joe Burrow and the Bengals last week?
Oh, yeah.
And now they have to go play Kyler Murray, who just put up 5 touchdowns. I mean, this is going to be an offensive shootout.
And Daniil Hunter, he's off the edge too. Off that edge pressure, I see Kyler Murray going.
Yeah. I mean, get ready for the offensive explosion in that game, guys.
0-2, baby.
To my surprise, Kirk Cousins threw the most yards week 1 out of all the quarterbacks. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
but
well, he had to do all that in the second half.
Yeah.
See, the thing about Kirk Cousins I don't like is
he does that every year.
Oh shit card. I need to start playing in the second half. We're losing. So that's when he gets everything he gets.
I think every year he pads your stats, but he just can't win.
Yeah, like I said, fantasy. I said that last week. Fantasy quarterback, not a true leader.
And I mean, you kind of got to get worried a little bit. Chandler Jones, man, looked like a defensive player of the year last week. Holy cow!
They didn't want to pay him.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I mean, I'm kind of worried in that front because the Cardinals front 4 is very good with J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
But I still think the game's going to be a shootout game. The Vikings are going to try to keep up. They're going to pass a lot. Adam Thielen, J.J. fire them up, man. I mean, obviously those guys are always starts, but just be ready because they're probably going to explode again. Jamison Crowder was supposed to come back this week. He's questionable. If he sits, is there still value for any of the guys besides Corey Davis?
No, I don't like what I saw out of Elijah Moore last week. He just looked bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I was high on them coming in. Like they blew a lot of smoke.
And there's no run game right now with the Jets too.
Yeah,
they're still trying to figure things out. The rookie quarterback.
And they also have Keelan Cole. he was out last week, and I think he might play this week. That just adds another body into there.
Yeah. Mekhi Becton's out for 4 to 6 weeks. Their star left tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge for them.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give this time for the Jets offense to play out a little bit. I'd still start Corey Davis though.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably going to see 8 to 10
The
targets.
production's going to be there.
Yeah. So, all right. So the big mess of the evening here: the 49ers backfield situation. Raheem Mostert tears his meniscus, I think, or is getting
He's getting surgery.
surgery on
Yeah,
his
yeah.
meniscus or something, right? So he's going to be out for the rest of the year. So Elijah Mitchell was a huge waiver wire target. Probably a lot of people got him. But then we have Trey Sermon and JaMychal Hasty. Jeff Wilson comes back in week 6 or 8 here, something around that range. He's on the IR. 49ers backfield was very hard to pan out. What do you guys think?
I think it turns out to be like this almost every year. I think Shanahan plays the hot hand, so any week it's going to differ. Like Elijah Mitchell right now, I think has the hot hand. He just came off a game going for 100. I think he gets the first tote, and say he doesn't look too good by the second quarter. Maybe Trey Sermon gets the rest of the reps.
Yep.
So I feel like it's hard to judge. But I mean, they're going to find a way. Every year they find a way, and they still end up having what did we say a couple of shows ago, top 5 running back.
top 5
in the-
running back
yeah.
production in
JaMychal
fantasy.
Hasty, even last year when he got his turn, he was pretty good in fantasy.
Right. I mean, that system is so good for
yeah.
running backs.
Yeah.
It's just what running back is going to play.
What Gabe
Yeah.
said, I think Mitchell will have the start.
Yeah.
Say he blows it, Sermon comes in and looks good, then it'll be Sermon till he blows it, and then
Yeah.
it'll be Hasty or.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know what that.
What I did
backfield-
like though was Hasty was the third down back though, so I did like seeing that because he's probably gonna get some catches. out of
Are
the
you
backfield.
guys starting Mitchell tomorrow if you have him?
I'm not.
I actually did get him on the waiver in one league because I had first waiver, but just with my other running backs, I'm not. But if I needed him, I think he's worth a flex play.
Yeah.
I mean, to me though, I wouldn't put him at more than that because just how Shanahan is, if he comes out of the game slow, he'll just pull him and put Sermon in. I mean, it's one of them things. It's not like he's the only back
Yeah,
there.
right.
If he starts looking bad, well, we have 2 other guys, and just knowing Shanahan and how that team does, they'll just put another back in. So,
Yeah, I agree.
So
I'd say flex, no more than that. In my
Will
opinion.
Fuller's out tomorrow. Personal issues going on. Mike Gesicki looked terrible last week. Didn't get any targets. Tua didn't look his way. Are you guys gonna play Jalen Waddle tomorrow? Yes or no?
I would play Jalen Waddle.
Damien.
No.
I'd play Jalen Waddle.
I think I'd play Jalen Waddle too. He had 5 targets last week, 4 receptions, 60 yards and a touchdown. He's probably a good wide receiver 3
Yep.
flex play.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, this kind of brings me to the next point. I was talking to them earlier. I'm sorry. Wow, I just blanked out. The Jacksonville backfield. A mess right now, right? Carlos Hyde, Urban Meyer doesn't know what he's doing with those running back situation. Carlos Hyde got 10 touches last week, was it?
Yeah, James Robinson got 5.
James Robinson got
And he
5.
averages 5 yards a carry.
Game
It
flow
just
really
doesn't
went
make
away from them, though. They were in a shootout
Yeah.
with the Texans. Tyrod Taylor came out looking like an all-star player. I mean, it was awesome
Hey,
to
props to
see.
him, man.
Yeah, but it's really going to be tough for Jacksonville's game script to go that way because they're looking like a bottom team right now. So what do you got? You guys have any thoughts about the Jacksonville backfield?
It's horrible. I mean, I think James Robinson was the number 7th or number 8th ranked back in fantasy last year, and to give him 5 carries, not to give him 5 carries, but to give Carlos Hyde double the touches you gave James Robinson,
Yeah.
that's a slap in the face.
Yep.
And I did not get that at all. It made no sense to me, and I don't care for that backfield right now as long as Urban Meyer's there, unless he changes it up.
I'm hoping Robinson bounced back because a lot of people were
That's
trading
not
for him.
even him, though.
We were big on him. A lot of people were
I don't
trading
think
for
it's
him.
him, right?
It's not even him though. He
Yeah.
averaged 5 yards a carry
Yeah,
last
like-
game on the 5 carries. Like what?
Like he did his job. As
You're not
coach.
giving him the ball. Yeah. And even
Right.
the thing I like about Robinson, the one preseason game, they were in a shotgun formation.
The block.
He was beside Trevor Lawrence.
Mhm.
He pointed out the safety that was going to blitz. Trevor Lawrence didn't even know he was going to blitz. And sure as shit, when they hiked the ball, safety came flying in. Robinson picked him up. I mean, the dude's a team player. He's a good running back. Urban Meyer's
Yeah.
ruined his value.
Urban Meyer will be in USC next year, so.
Mhm.
All right, guys, that pretty much ends it for our news and alerts. Don't forget to set your lineups tomorrow. Keep an eye on the injuries. Any questions, comments, shoot them over to us on Facebook or Twitter. We'll gladly answer them. We want to thank James Rapinski, our wonderful audio video producer. He actually was able to hire somebody as an assistant tonight, Matthew Marinchek. Because James was on FMLA for a while. We were worried we weren't going to get him back, but so he had to hire somebody. But I mean, don't worry, they get paid great. We treat them well. Chick-fil-A for dinner. Yoo-hoo's to drink. I mean, they're awesome guys. Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate all
fellas.
the love and support.
Thank you.
Welcome back, James.